Bitch, I'm so glad my mama don't sell Avon no more because tell me why, bro. Why when she was selling Avon, I remember this like it was yesterday, bro. I guess they was like representatives for Avon who were like, you go meet them, they'll give you the products, and then that's and you'll take the product and you'll go sell or whatever. I remember we went to go meet this lady, bitch, and I think we was at Shoney's, but we went to some restaurant to meet her, and for some reason Shoney's keep coming up in my head, but I think it was Shoney's. We went to go meet her. I remember her and my mama talking about about the products. I was just like, I don't know, it's just something about this damn lady, mama. I don't know what it is, but shit, get your Avon products and let's go. Hell, y'all over here yipping and yapping. Come on here. So a couple of months went by, and my mama was like, I ain't heard from the Avon lady, and she needs to re-up on her products. I'm like, well, mama, it's okay. I don't know. Like, maybe she gonna come out the woodworks. Maybe she on vacation or something. Y'all, tell me why we turned on the news, bitch. Tell me why this lady had her husband held hostage in a closet, and tell me why she was planning to off his ass, bitch. And we sitting across this lady talking about some fucking Avon, and your ass got this man held hostage in a closet, and you getting ready to bitch, I would never forget that. I would never, ever, ever forget that. And this is why I feel like back then, I didn't even know, like, I was young, right? I wasn't up to par on what my intuition was. But my stomach was, like, not settling with her ass. Like, I was really ready to go. Like, mama, come on. Shit, hell, I'm ready to go, hell. And my mama just probably think I'm being some antsy kid, just, ready to, just can't sit the fuck still. Nah, something ain't right with her. And y'all ass he and ha-ha. Bitch, I would never forget that. I'm so glad she don't sell Avon no more because, bitch, you...
Hey, Rich Babes, it's Robyn Milan, and welcome back to the channel where we do it the rich way, girl. We think rich, get rich, and stay rich. So tonight, listen, we're going to be talking about something that every woman's felt before, okay? That quiet warning that doesn't come from your mind, it comes from your spirit. That little nudge that says something's off, okay? The call you didn't answer, the invite you turned down, the person you stopped texting and later found out why. Like, we call that the gut feeling, intuition. But listen, sometimes they're more like divine alerts because your intuition is not random. It's spiritual protection. Okay, make sure that you like, subscribe, and share, and I'll be back shortly.
I don't tell this story a lot because I don't get it. I was sitting next to my mom. I was in fourth grade. Out of nowhere, my mother turns to me and goes, "You're not going to school tomorrow." And I go, And when my mom growing up, she said something, just how it went down. So I was like, huh. And then I went, fuck, but we're going on a field trip tomorrow. We're going to Little Vietnam in the city. And it's just all eating candy and fucking around. I really wanted to do it. So I go, but we're going on a field trip. We're going to Little Vietnam. I really want to go. And she goes, when do you leave? I go, first thing in the morning. She goes, when do you come back? I go, 3 o'clock. She goes, you're not in the school at all. I go, no, we get dropped off. We get on the bus. We come back at the end of the day. She thinks for a long time. She goes, you can go to school. The next day, there's a true story. May 20th, 1988, a woman walks into my elementary school through the door that my class was in. I used to get in a lot of trouble as a kid, and I used to always talk, so the teacher pushed me in the far right corner, so I sat away from the other kids, and I was right by the door. A woman walked into the school wearing a robe and nothing underneath. I know me. I would have commented. I would have said something. I would have tried to show off. I would have tried to get laughs. There's no question. The room was empty. She walked through, walked down the hall, walked into another room, shot 7 kids, killed one of them. True story. To this day, my mom cannot explain why she didn't want me to go to school. When I've talked to her to this day, and I've brought it up to her a lot, she goes, I don't know, Jake. I had a feeling in my gut. The kid goes to school, you're never going to see him again.
Mom's awesome, yeah, but she's right.
But what is it?
I still got one. I'm going to smack the wig off, and then I'm going to...
I met this girl a couple months before she committed that crime. I've talked about this story before, but I've never seen anybody do like a true crime on it. So let me tell y'all my experience. So a couple years ago, I was in Miami and I was having brunch at this place with a friend, and people were coming up to me asking for pictures, blah, blah, blah. And this girl who committed this crime came up to me and said, hey, I do nails in New York. I'd like to do your nails, blah, blah, blah. She gave me the weirdest feeling. I am not just saying this because this happened. I actually have a note in my phone of the day it happened. As y'all can see, this is when I took the note. New York Nail Girl. That's her Instagram. You can go look it up. It's still up and everything. And I blurred out her phone number because I don't know if somebody has the new number. So the reason why she weirded me out was because she was very like, hi, my name is, can I do your nails in New York? Like, just, I don't know. It seemed like she was in like a weird ass trance. I have no idea. But, you know, I was being nice, obviously, but I was a little bit weirded out. And she wouldn't walk away from the table either. And for some reason, I didn't get her phone number. I for some reason in my head was like, I don't want this girl to have my number. Mind you, I don't mind getting people's numbers and texting them like, hey, this is Winter. Like, I really don't care. Especially when they're going to like potentially do a service for me. So I was like, yeah, just like put your info in the note. Like, I remember being weirded out and being like, just put your info in the note. And then after that, I was like, okay, thank you. She still didn't walk away. She was just like, to my homegirl, oh, I like your lashes. Who did your lashes? And my friend was like, oh, like, blah, 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 you know? And then even after she told her, like, who did her lashes, she still was kind of standing there. I was like, okay, well, I'll hit you, like, you know, blah, blah, blah. Like, it was so freaking weird. I literally turned to my friend and I was like, that was a weird interaction. Like, that was weird. And then a couple months later, boom, I see the girl on the goddamn timeline. The girl was on the psychosis the whole time. I don't know. But I'm telling you, the energy was there. Literally was there. She weirded me the F out.
So I want to discuss with y'all something that happened to me. And it's very personal, but I'm going to share it with y'all because the world crazy. And you know, I want y'all to know that if you've been through this, you are not alone. Trust me. So I get off wee hours in the morning. So it's still dark when I get home. I'm driving in the apartments, live in an apartment complex. I'm driving in the apartment, right? And I see this dude. I don't know why he out here. He doesn't look familiar, but I mind my business. So I park my car. Mind you, I'm on the end of the apartments, right? I park my car. I get out like the same every night. I turn around. I see this dude walking towards me. Why are you way in the front just to walk way to the back? And you're a very unfamiliar face. Something said, Shawnee, get in the car and turn your car on. When I get a strong voice in my head, I always listen to it. Always. Always listen to that voice. Always. I get in my car turned on. I'm very vigilant at this point because I'm thinking of robbery. That's what I'm thinking about. Tell me why this dude walks in front of my car. Probably 5 seconds. I don't even know how long. It wasn't even long. He walked past my car. I'm keeping an eye on him. Boom. He gets behind the other car. I didn't see him. He comes back in front of my car. Why he had his pants down and his meat was out. On hard already. His meat was out. Okay. He's touching himself and gesturing that I come join him. So as he's fumbling with himself, he's pointing to me. Y'all, I got so mad. I got so irritated, so heated, that I just pressed gas. Yeah. Now, unfortunately, I have a Hyundai. Them are not no sports cars. It wasn't in sports mode, so it didn't even go as fast as I wanted it to. Try running this dude over. He's so close to my car, his handprint was on my car. You can see it sliding and everything when he jumped to the side. Matter of fact, his eyes was he was zoned out. He was on something. Mind y'all, I circle back, I'm speeding, I'm yelling at the car. Come here, you want me? Bring your bitch ass up. Like, I'm mad, I'm tight at this point, bro. Because you don't know what you just did to me. Mentally, you traumatized me. I'm already paranoid because of the time that I come home. Now you done took it to a next level of paranoia. Mind you, I'm driving around. I call the cops. Boom. I don't really call the cops for nothing, but this was a little different than what I'm used to. Call the cops. I'm talking to one lady. I'm like, ma'am, this dude just pulled his meat out on me. Like, it's a pervert. I need y'all out here immediately. She tells me, hold on. She transferred me. I talked to the other lady. I said, ma'am, I want to kill this dude. You know what she tell me? You're on an open line. You can't talk like that. That should let you know it's an emergency if I'm talking about actually killing someone. Drove around. On the phone with my mom. Drove around. Nobody came. Nobody ever came. What did I do to deserve that? All I did was all I was doing was just coming home after a long day at work. I gotta be. It was so bad. I called out of work because I'm so. Boy. You know what? The worst thing about this is, it's not even that happened. The worst part is when I went to the police station the next day. That right there, that threw me.
Okay, love. So you ever look back at something and realize that your spirit was trying to save you the entire time? Girl, that was your intuition. Like, it's the part of you that can feel what your eyes cannot see yet. Like, sometimes it shows up as anxiety that just doesn't make sense. Sometimes it's that weird quietness that makes you uncomfortable around someone you used to like. And sometimes it's just a voice that says, don't go. But the problem is, we talk ourselves out of it. We rationalize the red flags because we want proof. We ignore warnings because we don't want to look paranoid. But your intuition doesn't explain. It just protects. Okay? So you don't need evidence when your energy already felt the truth. Okay? You gotta trust it. And the scariest part, every time you ignore that voice, you disconnect from your power.
Y'all, please pay attention to your surroundings and trust your intuition. Yesterday, I was on my way to the store to make a return, and I got to the stoplight and I noticed this car pull up next to me and his window was rolled all the way down. And my windows are tinted, so I didn't think much of it, but I can tell that he's looking over at my car. So I'm like, okay, whatever. The light turns green, we both pull forward, and I pull behind him because I need to turn into the parking lot. We get stopped by another stoplight, and at this point, I'm behind his car, and I can see him looking at his side mirror the entire red light. Like, he just keeps looking in his side mirror. And at this point, I was starting to feel a little bit weird because, yes, my windows are tinted, but when the sun is out, you can still see into my car. So I was like, is he looking at me? The light turns green, we both pull forward. I turn on my signal to turn into the parking lot. He turns on his signal to turn into the parking lot. So then he pulls into the parking lot, I pull into the parking lot. He goes one way, I go another way. So I was like, okay, that was just weird. Like, let me go on about my business. Now, there are several stores in this plaza, so I find the store that I need to go to and I park my car, and something just tells me, don't get out the car. Like, don't do it. So I'm just sitting in my car and I wait a couple minutes and I see him pull in front of my car. And I'm like, okay, he slows down a little bit and then he just keeps going. And at this point, I'm starting to feel like really alerted. Like, this is really odd, right? So I wait in my car for another minute or so, and then I see him circle my vehicle again for the second time. And at this point, I'm taking pictures. And in the pictures, you can literally see him looking at my vehicle the entire time he's passing my car. So I wait in my car for another 5 minutes or so, and I don't see him, so I just shake it off and I go into the store. As I'm walking into the store, I look back and I see him literally sitting in his car in the same row, like where my car is parked, and he's just like a couple spaces down. And there are plenty of parking spaces available, so he's just sitting there. So I go into the store and I make my return, and I spend like a good 15-20 minutes just like walking around, just trying to calm myself down. So I leave the store and I'm looking around the parking lot and I don't see his car anymore. So I'm like, okay, phew, like that was weird. As soon as I get near my car, I look over and I see that he's parked in a spot and he's watching me walk to my car. He sees that I see him and he looks at me and he goes like this and starts smiling. So I get in my car and I call my mom, I call my best friend. I'm just trying to figure out what to do because at this point, like, I know he's watching me. So I sit in my car for like 10 minutes and I finally get a hold of my best friend, and this entire time he's still watching me. So I pull off and drive to my nearest police station. So I filed an incident report, and thank God I got pictures of his vehicle, his license, and him. So the moral of the story is to pay attention to your surroundings and trust your intuition, because if something doesn't feel right, most likely it's not.
This story still freaks me out to this day. When I was in 6th grade, my best friend and I were in the same Girl Scout troop. There were girls from 3 different middle schools that all were in the same Girl Scout troop together. So we all knew each other, but we all didn't go to school together. There was this one girl who I will call Sarah, who kind of did her own thing, stayed to herself, and truly did not even want to be in Girl Scouts. She was in Girl Scouts only because her mother was forcing her to be in Girl Scouts to try to make some friends. So this one Friday in December, Sarah's mother asked if we, the entire troop, can have a Christmas party sleepover at Sarah's house. 6th grade me is like, immediately no. I don't know her. We don't know her. She doesn't even like to be in Girl Scouts. I don't want to go. My best friend and I both decided that we are not going. However, our mothers were like, nope, you guys are one troop. You're going to go to the Christmas party. You're going to make friends with this girl and you're going to have a great time. So we do. We go, we have a great time, and it's time for us to all go to sleep. And we're all sleeping in the living room. I wake up in the middle of the night and I have to go to the bathroom. And on my way back from the bathroom to the living room, I look over and I see Sarah's mother completely intoxicated, and she's trying to put out her cigarette in the Christmas tree. And then she is flicking a lighter trying to catch the Christmas tree on fire. I go and wake up my best friend and I'm like, look, we need to get the heck out of here. Pack your stuff, we're leaving, because she's trying to light the Christmas tree on fire. And my friend is like, who would do that? You were tired. You probably just saw it wrong. We're going to leave in the morning anyway. So my best friend's mom was supposed to pick us up at noon. And I was like, absolutely not. I will walk. I will hitchhike, but I'm not staying here. I need to go because I am uncomfortable here. So we call my mom. My mom agrees to come in the morning. And I will never forget, it was 9:37 when she came to pick us up. So Saturday, we go about our day. Sunday comes and goes, and we are back to school on Monday. And of course, those of us that are in the troop from the same school, when we see each other in the hallways or whatever, we're just talking about it. And my best friend continues to tell everyone she thinks that Sarah's mom was trying to light the Christmas tree on fire while we were in there. Tuesday comes, it's troop night, but this time the troop leader asks all the parents to stay, which is not normal. Usually it's a drop off and a pickup, but this night the troop leader asked if all the parents can stay for the meeting with the girls. My troop leader then tells us that there has been a tragic event and Sarah has unfortunately lost her life in a house fire. 2 days later, it came out that Sarah's mother was intoxicated and did intentionally set the Christmas tree on fire, which set the whole house on fire. And unfortunately, Sarah, their pets, and Sarah's dad did not get out. And obviously, to this day, I just wonder, what if she did light that tree that Friday night while the entire troop was in the house?
I was almost kidnapped when I was 12 years old. So one weekend, my parents took me and my sisters fishing. We got our spot all set up, we were all settled, and then my mom said she was cold, and she forgot her sweatshirt in the truck. So I, being a good daughter, volunteered to go back to the truck and grab it for her. As I was grabbing the keys, Mom said, Lucy, if you need anything at all, just yell Mom. And me being 12 years old, thinking that I'm a grown adult, I'm like, okay, Mom, whatever. Rolling my eyes like the big girl I am, I said, whatever, Mom, whatever. And then I go get her coat, jacket, whatever. As I find the jacket, I cannot find the keys. So I'm looking for the keys, and then as I look up out the window, I see this man with no shirt on, standing in the middle of the parking lot, peeing, just broad daylight. And I'm like, oh my God, I hope he didn't see me. So as I'm looking for the keys, I look down, and then all of a sudden I see 2 feet, 2 men's feet standing right in front of me, blocking me in. And I'm like, oh my God. And he goes, do you have a fucking cigarette? And I said, no. How old are you? I said, that's none of your business. And then he goes, puts his hand on my shoulder, and he goes, yes, it is my business. I am a cop. Do you want to see my badge? It's in my car. And at this point, I see the white car that he was peeing in front of now parked behind our truck. There's somebody driving, and he's standing. And at that point, I'm like,
just screaming mom. And thank God she told me to scream mom, because I don't know if I would know what to do if she didn't tell me that. I maybe scream mom for like 2.5 seconds, and then here's my mom just sprinting up the hill, and the guy takes off, runs back into the car, hops in, the person driving starts to speed off. Dad comes running to me. Mom goes sprinting in front of the car and it's like, what'd you do to my daughter? And then they sped off around, and then we had to call the cops and we filed a report, and that was basically it. So that was my story of almost being kidnapped. Haters will say it was a lie though. Oh, and also, in case you're wondering where the keys were, I left them in the door.
Here's a time that I listened to my gut when it came to my child, and I'm glad that I did. But honestly, why wouldn't I? Like, let's be for real. I was in Hawaii with my husband and my baby. I had one child at the time, my oldest son. He was probably around 11 months, right? So obviously, like, he could walk, whatever, but we would hold him and whatnot. And we went to a luau. Now, this was for my birthday. So we got the luau. We, just got there. We sit down. There is this woman from Australia. She is a older white woman. And she's like, y'all are such a beautiful family. And I'm like, thank you. People say that to young families all the time. So it's not really a big deal, whatever. I said thank you and I kept it moving, right? Okay. So then they were serving food, right? So that we had like pineapples, pineapple drinks, chicken, rice, all the things. We ran out of food. So my husband was like, yeah, so I'll go make some more plates for us. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll just sit here with the baby, right? All of a sudden, the lady's like, oh, I'll hold him while y'all go make y'all plates. Girl, mind you, this is a stranger. We have been like sitting next to each other for like maybe 15 minutes. Watch my baby while I'll go make a plate with my husband and I can't see you? What? Okay. So I tell her, no, that's fine. I'm just going to sit here and hold my baby while he go makes the plates. She's like, oh, okay, yeah, he's so beautiful. I would just watch him for y'all. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, no, thank you. Okay. So then they invite the tourists on the stage to do their native Hawaiian dances. Mind you, I'm all for that. So I got on the stage. I said, I'll be right back. I want to be on the stage, right? And just so we clear, when I went on the stage, I left my baby with my husband, and he recorded me while I was on the stage. Okay, cool. Okay, so I come back from dancing on the stage. Everything goes good. I come back to my seat with my husband and my baby, and then we all get up, and it ends. So everyone's walking out. I don't see the lady anymore or whatever, so I don't think anything of it, right? Keep that in mind. I didn't see her after this. So remember this also. When my husband got up to get the food, she asked, could she hold the baby? He had already been en route to the table, so he didn't hear her ask me that, okay? Right. So when we were walking out, I had forgot to tell him that she had asked to hold the baby because I just nipped it in the bud and told her no. And that was that. That was that. It wasn't nothing else to discuss. But I had forgot, but I was going to tell him when we left. Also, the entire luau, she was sitting next to me, so I really didn't care to talk about it, honestly. So as we're walking out, my husband goes, yeah, when you got on the stage to dance, she asked me if I wanted to go on stage with you so she could hold the baby for me. And I looked at her and I said, no, I'm fine. I'll hold my baby and I'll watch my wife on the stage dance. Y'all. I said, really? I said, what's so crazy is when you went to go get the food, she asked me, could she hold the baby while we both get the food? So here's my thing. If I told you no, that I was fine, I didn't need your help holding my baby, why would you then turn around and ask my husband the same exact question right after. Mind you, neither one of us knew that she asked us both this question. Come on now. So I'm like, oh yeah, she must be into something. She must be trying to take my baby. I don't know her. I don't know you from a can of paint. And then you don't know me. Why would you be so comfortable with asking me, can you hold my baby while I'm at a distance from you and my child? That don't make sense. You asked twice. Red flag. To me, she could have been someone trying to steal my baby. She could have been into trafficking children. It happens. And that was the time I trusted my gut when it came to my child. Do not play with me. I don't play games when it comes to my baby. I don't even trust people I know. Okay? You think I'm gonna trust you? Be for real.
Okay, my love, so let's get real. Your intuition has saved you from more than you even imagine. Like the friend you stopped hanging with, the guy you can't bring yourself to trust, the opportunity that didn't sit right, even though it looked super perfect on paper. That's not fear, that was your discernment, girl. Okay? God placed intuition inside of women for a reason. Like it's the built-in alarm system that goes off when your soul senses danger before your logic actually catches up. You've probably had your own scary intuition story. Maybe it was a time you had left a place early and found out something bad happened right after. Like maybe it was the day you didn't get in that car. Maybe it was the person you couldn't explain why you didn't trust until they showed you. That's divine timing. That is spiritual data. So stop doubting your download. Stop ignoring what your gut already, confirmed. Your intuition is your first form of self-defense, not just physical, but emotionally and spiritually, okay? That's the thing that tells you when energy isn't safe, even if the smile looks convincing. Even when that man's looking real good, girl. Stay away. All right. So once you start trusting it, your life gets quieter. Like you stop chasing explanations. You stop needing closure. You just already know. Because when you honor your intuition, you honor yourself. All right. So if your gut's been speaking lately, girl, listen. Don't talk yourself out of peace to make someone else comfortable. Don't ignore divine warnings because you're scared to look crazy. Don't listen. Like that's exactly how people end up spiritually exhausted or worse, okay? They keep silencing the very thing that is meant to protect them. And the truth is, your intuition doesn't scare you to hurt you. It scares you to save you. That's it feels off feeling. That's not paranoia. That's prophecy, girl. Like you already know what's about to happen. Okay, listen. Like I remember a time, y'all. Let me tell you a time. Real quick, here's my little scary intuition story. Okay, so I have two stories, but here's the first one. It was about the track meet. So my daughter, she had just finished her track meet and she's good. So I'm leaving out. She said she wanted to stay with her school. I said, okay. So I leave out of the gate, but then I go around to talk to her real quick. So you know how you talking to somebody through the gate? So my back is turned towards the street, and I'm talking to her through the gate, and I'm letting her know, hey girl, I'm just talking to her about something. I can't remember what I'm talking to her about, but pretty much her track meet was done. She just wanted to hang out. So I was like, all right, cool. So I'm talking to her through the thing, but something was like, girl, you've been here standing here too long. It's time for you to leave. And let me tell you something. I get back in my car and I drove down the street, and then all of a sudden I get a call. I ain't go down no more than 2 lights. I get a call and they talking about something. It was just a shooting. It was just a drive-by shooting. Y'all, listen, it was a drive-by shooting, and that neighborhood was already, that's not really a good neighborhood for real. But I don't even know why they did the track me did, but they did it anyway. But anyway, so I was like, what? They was like, girl, the guy ended up passing away right behind my daughter's school where they were sitting at. Like, it's like these cement walls or whatever. It's really kind of weird how they made the whole like little stadium thing or whatever. But I was standing right there where he passed away at. And I was standing literally right there. This happened this year. And when I say, first of all, it was some fine men at that track meet. I thought it was fine men at the football games. No, the track meet, it be some fine men there. And I'm sitting up here like, what? Is everybody okay? No kids got hurt, thank God. No teachers or any other staff got hurt. But the guy, I guess the guy that they wanted to get, they got him. But it was the fact that I was standing literally right there, and my daughter's school was right behind that wall. And the only thing that saved them was the fact that it was a cement wall. And then the only thing that saved me was the fact that I had already left. Okay, a few minutes prior. So that was story number one. So my condolences to whoever who had just passed away, because that was sad. That was really sad. It's like, yo, even at the track meet, you can't even go nowhere with your kids. The second story is, it was a Sunday and I told myself not to work. I said, don't work. But I was, doing Ship at the time. And so Ship had said, you get X amount of dollars for 15 orders. And so I was cranking out them orders, but I knew I should have never went to work that day. My goodness, I went to work that day, did all my 15 orders. Then I went to go pick up my son from football team sleepover, whatever. So I'm picking him up, and the day's going pretty fine. Everything went fine. Everything was going fine. And then out of nowhere, mind you guys, I have been driving since I was like 18. I'm 35, so like it's second nature at this point. I'm just sitting up here like, how the fuck did I get into a car accident and then totaled my car? I literally totaled my car. Okay, and it was my fault. But I'm just so confused. My phone was dead. Okay, so it was like I was on my phone, and I felt like the only explanation I could really think of is the fact that I was tired. Thank God that my son was fine. Thank God that I was fine. Thank God I was still able to drive my car home, and then realize it was oil leaking, and it was way more worse than I thought it would be. And oh my God, like it was so much. We had to go to the hospital just to make sure my child was okay. It was so much. So now I just, it's anything that tells me don't work today, just don't work today. That's my intuition stories. Yeah, I hope y'all listen to y'all's, because both times could have been way worse than what it turned out to be. I mean, again, condolences to the man who had lost his life. And my car, I ended up getting a new car, so thank God for that too. But it could have been worse. All right, so Rych Babes, if you have any intuition stories, please put it down below. We would love to read them and we can discuss them. So my loves, listen, I'm about to open doors for my Rych Babes to finally gain their freedom in digital, financial, and mental ways. Like, if you've been waiting for a sign to start building your soft life with structure and strategy, this is it. Join my email list at richmilanco.com so you don't miss what's coming next. Okay, listen, the next few weeks are about to change everything for the women who is ready to think rich, get rich, and stay rich. Like, we got about 80 days left until 2026, and if you're still struggling with sales or feel like nothing is clicking yet, it's time to make your next move your best move, girl. All right, listen, grab my $1 martini ebook. All right, it's the exact sales psychology strategy that has helped hundreds of Rych Babes make their first sale and also gain confidence in their digital hustle. So don't wait for the next year to get serious. Start selling smarter now, girl, because I'm gonna tell you, come January 1st, the price will be different. All right, so my lovelies, I'll see you at the top because the bottom is too crowded. Until next time, Rych Babes, stay rich. Love you.